So that gap filling or that viability gap funding, I think, is something which needs to be done. The third thing which I see is that unless and until the private sector comes in a big way in this, it and establishes or collaborates, it's a little difficult for the government only to take up such projects. One example which I would like to share with you, I don't know, most of you would have heard it. You must have heard of Organics India, which is a brand across India. So Organics India, I don't know how many of you know, it was actually established by a Jewish couple who came to India a long time back, and they were the disciple of one actual Baba in Uttar Pradesh. And he advised them that you go and do something for small farmers. And that is how they conceptualized and they launched Organic India, and it is one of our biggest national and also international brands as far as organic products are concerned. So I wouldn't say that it's difficult. We need a few committed individuals, and thank you for being there, thank you for supporting us. And I'm sure this project which you're doing has the backing of not only your organizations but 10 countries who are simultaneously launching this and doing this. So I'm sure there would be a lot of cross learnings amongst these countries, and we can use these cross learnings, because ultimately with whatever we do, if we are able to match the productivity, if we are able to give farmers the additional value, and also all of us who are sitting here are consumers, and if we as consumers are willing to pay the additional value for whatever we get to buy as natural or as organic, it's a win-win situation, and ultimately we only count for the tangible benefits. We don't count for the intangible benefits, and that is what TEEB and other projects are doing. So the intangible benefits are your soil organic carbon increases, your carbon in the atmosphere reduces, your global warming comes down, your water pollution comes down, the water which you drink becomes better. No, it's not only the food which you eat. So there are many benefits. It's not only one benefit. And at the end of it all, it's our Mother Earth which benefits from something like natural farming. So this is what we all should be mindful of, and we all should try to promote. And I wish this project all the best. And I am very hopeful, and if whatever help and assistance is needed from the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, we'll be more than willing to support. Thank you.
The first MOU is going to be signed between HIL and National Horticulture Research and Development Foundation and other concerned for improving the productivity and quality of the horticulture crops in order to make available sufficient quality for the domestic requirements, and also to boost the export of onion and other such export-oriented horticultural crops in the country. So the first MOU is going to be signed, and the National Horticultural Research and Development Foundation and HIL CMD Shri Kuldeep Singh Ji and CEO of the NHRDF has 5 regional research stations, laboratories and 18 extension centers spread all over the major onion and garlic growing pockets of the country, and it is going to be a very fruitful partnership between HIL and National Horticultural Research and Development Foundation. I wish to share with you that the NHR at Nasik in Maharashtra. This laboratory is recognized by APIDA and accredited by NABL, and it's doing playing useful role in the society and the system to improve the things. Cultural Research and Development Foundation for this MOU and for this partnership, which is going to play a very positive role in future. Thank you, CMD sir, Kuldeep Singh, to be here for signing this MOU. I would like to share with you that Coffee Board, Government of India. Coffee Board serves as the nodal agency for the development of coffee and support of coffee farmers in the country. The activities of the Coffee Board are enhancement of coffee production, productivity and quality, and also export promotion for Indian coffee and supporting development of domestic coffee market. The Coffee Board is actively engaged in dissemination of latest technologies to the growers, organizing capacity building programs to the growers and farm workers, implementation of various development support, insurance and labor welfare schemes, and other activities like crop estimation, crop losses, etc. The Indian coffee industry is worth 6,000 crore, approximately 750 billion US dollars. So this is once again a very important MOU being signed between HIL and Coffee Board of India here in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, signing between HIL and Coffee Board of India, ladies and gentlemen. Research of the University of Dr. P.K. Singh Sahib is signing the MOU on behalf of the University is a premier institution of agricultural research and education in India. University is actively engaged in educating farmers in the state of Uttar Pradesh in different branches of agriculture, including rural industry and business, other allied subjects also. Undertaking research in agricultural and allied sciences and undertaking field and extension programs on a vast level. CSA University has developed more than 200 varieties of early maturing, high yielding and disease insect resistance crop varieties. So this premier institution, Chandrasekhar Azad University of Agriculture and Technology, Kanpur, and HIL India Limited, ladies and gentlemen. The Rani Lakshmibai Central Agriculture University has been established in 2014 in the historical city of Jhansi in Uttar Pradesh. The Central Agriculture University Jhansi is engaged in imparting education in different branches of agriculture and allied sciences, undertake research in agriculture, undertake programs of extension education, and also promote linkages with national and international educational institutes. The university is actively engaged in promotion of IPM practices and natural farming, vegetables, horticulture and other crop segments. So this is once again a very important collaboration between HIL and Ms. Rani Lakshmibai Central Agriculture University, Jhansi. Once again, put your hands together to express your best wishes, your good wishes for this endeavor. Thank you very much. Institution of Sri Ramakrishna Ashram, Neempeet, under the core support program of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, which was Scientific and Industrial Research Organization of DSIR, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and Vivekananda Institute of Biotechnology, and Kuldeep Singh Ji, Honorable CMD, HIL India Limited, is signing on behalf of HIL. Both entities organizations for this wonderful act of collaboration, Vivekananda Institute of Biotechnology and HIL India Limited. We wish all the best to all the stakeholders and congratulations.
Respected dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to you all. Today we have gathered here for a very special occasion on the launch of the UNIDO Farm Child project titled Promoting Eco-Friendly Crop Protection Solutions for Persistent Organic Pollutant and Highly Hazardous Pesticide Reduction in Asia, under the program called Financing Agrochemical Reduction in the Management, TFARM. In March this year, global launch of the FARM program was held in Nairobi, which was attended by implementing and the executing agencies of the 7 member countries who joined together to launch this program in Nairobi. It has been an endeavor of the UNIDO to bring the latest technologies and pesticides and highly hazardous pesticides safer by bringing in the state-of-the-art technologies which was closely held by multinational in Europe and US. We moved from the conventional pesticides such as wettable powders, emulsifiable concentrate, etc. to a water-based formulation such as suspension concentrate, microemulsions, etc. Subsequently, we looked for pesticides which are biological in origin and easily biodegrades, leaving no harmful pesticides residues in the crop produce. There we bring in technologies for the development and promotion of neem-based pesticides and the BT-based biopesticides. In the current Global Child Project, we propose to cover large agriculture area of 1.4 million hectares with alternative biobotanical pesticide aligned with the IPM practices with sole aim to reduce the reliance on HHPs and the POPs pesticides. The project would benefit at least 1.45 million farmers during the implementation of the project who would be provided with safer alternatives and training on the judicious use of such alternatives. At last, the consumer would be provided with crop produce which would be free from toxic residues of chemical pesticide that would protect the health and of the general masses and protect the environment. I am privileged and grateful to Shri Faiz Ahmed Kitwai Saab, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Welfare, Farmer Welfare, who has spared his valuable time in spite of his pressing engagement when Parliament session is on. Sir, your thought-provoking address truly enriched our knowledge, provide us with the path to come along during the implementation of the project. Thank you, sir, for launching this very important project, which would benefit not only the farmers but public in large. I express my gratitude to Shri Nalesh Kumar Shah, Joint Secretary and GEF Operational Focal Point, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate, though he could not come today because of his prior engagement. But his valuable guidance in preparing the project document of global interest is immense. I thank you, sir. I am grateful to Shri Dipankar Arun, Joint Secretary, Department of Chemical and Petrochemicals, Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer, for his august presence in this launching event and assuring support of his ministry in executing the project and during the post-project period. I extend my sincere to you, sir. I extend my heartfelt thanks to Shri Rakesh Kumar, Deputy Director General, DPIIT, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, who have been extending all support to UNIDO in implementing the programs in India. Your message is well acknowledged, sir.
Formulating all these related technicals into different formulations, different grades, and we are supplying to we have got very strong dealer network across the country. We have around 1500 active dealers through which we are supplying these range of products. Now talking about the GEF UNIDO Regional Child Farm Project, the FARM stands for Financing Agrochemical Reduction and Management. This project was actually launched globally in the month of March at Nairobi, Kenya, wherein 7 countries, namely, I just come in the next slide, but the project title is Promoting Eco-Friendly Crop Protection Solutions for Persistent Organic Pollutants and Highly Hazardous Pesticides Reduction in Asia. So this is the regional project title, wherein India and Philippines are the partner countries who will be executing jointly this project in the regional network. The project objective is, I would like to go, although Ms. Maran has mentioned about the project objective, but each and every word carries meaning. So I would like to repeat it again. To establish sustainable financing, investment and incentive mechanism in the formulation, production and application of eco-friendly crop protection solutions. It do not talk about only biopesticide, but it says about safer alternatives to chemical pesticides. So safer alternatives can be good pesticide, what we call it, like Punjab, we travel to Maharashtra, MP, Chhattisgarh, wherein we briefed about these project activities and what we are coming up. Then this project will be up to 2028. And as I mentioned, there are 7 participating countries in this project at the global level. These are Kenya, Uruguay, Ecuador, Laos, PDR, Vietnam, the Philippines and India. The regional project, as I mentioned, India and Philippines are the regional partners. And in India, the Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizer has nominated and identified HIL India Limited as the executing entity. And in Philippines, we have those, as we call it, friend. In normal for our Philippines, DOST stands for friend. Those in Hindi. So we have those Picard. DOST is Department of Science and Technology. They come from Government of Philippines. And Department of Science and Technology under DOST, the lead agency is Picard, and they have their partners over here, Parfi. Last but not least, Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, who is the regulatory body in the country for pollution control, load, and many other environmental related issues. The different stakeholders which has been identified under this project is ICR institutions. You must have seen the kind of MOUs we have signed this morning. These are all ICR institutions we have tied up, and list is very long. We had actually planned up around 9 MOUs today, but we shortened up to 5. But in coming next few days, when we'll be going for Indian project full-fledged launch, we'll be signing more MOUs in coming days. These are all ICR, Indian Council of Agriculture Research Institutions, and along with them we'll be executing this project at the ground level. We have FPOs associated under this project with us. We have 2 FPOs who have displayed their natural farming products outside. You can have a glimpse, and in fact we have prepared a small basket of like it's a memento from our side, from HIL, for everyone over here, which carries the natural products which these FPOs or women self-help groups are producing.
On behalf of the Philippine team, I am pleased to present to you the implementation plan for the Philippine component of this child project. So this is the institutional structure. This has been, I think, overly discussed this morning. We are funded by the GEF through UNIDO, and we are, together with HIL, we are the project executing entity in the Philippines. In the Philippines, together with the Philippine Agriculture Resources Research Foundation Incorporated. So what is DOST Picard? We are the lead agency in the Philippines to implement this and technology-based R&D in agriculture, aquatic, and natural resources sector. We also program and allocate government and external funds generated for S&T efforts in the ANR sector. It means that we are a funding agency in the Philippines. We also monitor research and development projects and generate external funds for our R&D activities. So if you want to know more about the Friendly Picard, you can just log into our website, which is indicated there, www.picard.dost.gov.ph. Just to provide you the current state of Philippine agriculture, so the Philippine agriculture plays an important role in our economy. So the size of our economy is $341.6 billion US dollars, and about less than 10% comes from agriculture. But it employs 24% of our labor force. And much of our land holdings are pretty small, 88% just below 3 hectares, and of these 55% is just under 1 hectare, so very small land holdings. And for the agrochemical sector, we import a lot of pesticides. So from 2018 to 2020, we imported a total of 412,295 metric tons of pesticides. And in 2021, the country recorded a total of 68 million kilogram per liter of pesticides imported. And 56% of our pesticides used in the country is more for insecticides. And these are mostly organophosphates, carbamates, and pyrethroids. And these are used mostly for vegetables, bananas, and rice. So rice, because we have a large area devoted to rice, But in terms of intensity, these chemicals are used for vegetables. So our vegetables are high consumer or high user of pesticides. And Filipinos rely heavily on the use of pesticides, and they commonly use these pesticides above the recommended dosage. So therefore, there's a continuous use of harmful pesticide, and this poses an increasing risk in health for the farmers and the consumers as well as the environment. So the challenges that we face there is that agriculture in the Philippines remains traditional. So it continues to strive to maximize productivity. And to do that, farmers rely heavily on synthetic pesticides to control pest infestations. And there are also, at the regulatory level, there are observed inefficiencies in registration of new biopesticide products. And at the farmer level, there's a lack of general interest in biopesticides. This is because there's insufficient training for farmers and extension workers on the use of biopesticides. There's also insufficient manufacturing capacity and the lack of pesticide inoculant resources repository. There's also limited to absence of linkages between the local government units and our farmers. And farmers have also this decades-old habit of using massive application of fertilizers and pesticides. They love pesticides. So this is the project objective. So this has been, I think, the third time that will be mentioned.
Put your hands together to say thank you, express our gratitude to Dr. Professor. Thank you very much, and thanks to Honorable CMD sir.
I will be presenting pretty much what we have been doing in India from 2019. But want to thank HIL and UNIDO to give us this opportunity to align. Brittany King, who's a part of GGKP, had got in touch with the TEEB unit in Geneva, and we see possible areas of alignment between the two projects. So TEEB is basically, it's focused, and it's a global initiative that is focused on making the nature's values visible. And it does this by undertaking economic valuation across a value chain, or across a looking at a commodity, or even economic valuation in terms of scaling sustainable agriculture. And this can be applied to many different sort of contexts. It does not only apply to the agri-food sector, but TEEB Agri-Food is an offshoot of TEEB, and it values by scenario modeling and by economic valuation the total value of nature, and that is done to basically do two things. The framework itself was launched at the World Environment Day in India, and has been implemented since 2019 onwards. There's about 13 applications that are ongoing right now, and India is a part of those applications. Here in front of you on the screen is the TEEB Agri-Food Framework. As you can see right at the bottom are the stocks that we measure and value. So these range across 4 different capitals, that is natural capital, produced capital, human capital, and social capital. So looking across the entire value chain, we will first measure what the current baseline is in terms of the capital stocks, and then see what those changes in those stocks are as it flows through the value chain. So looking at the agricultural and food outputs, the residual outputs, the ecosystem services that are flowing through the system, and then based on that we have the outcomes, as you can see, and what the impacts of those are. And this is done, as I was saying, by forecasting and scenario modeling, assessing the impacts assessing the key interventions of the Government of India on organic farming and agroforestry. So looking at how, if organic farming and agroforestry are scaled, what is the total economic value economic value in the future. So the policy priorities, you can see we're looking at PKVY, the NMCG, the National Agroforestry Policy, then MOVCD, NER, and also the National Bamboo Mission. And this also contributes to some of the domestic priorities as well as international commitments of India on land degradation, on the UNFCCC, and also in terms of the GBF that India is part of. Yeah. Sorry, let me just quickly go through our project steering committee. It's co-chaired by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, and have several members in this committee. Project states include, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and Assam, and we've been assessing these different capitals. I'm not going to go through all our assessments, but just to show you some, we've assessed carbon sequestration as per different scenarios, and the total value of carbon sequestration, water provisioning services, agrodiversity, reduction in soil loss. So this has been valued in millions of dollars, and this has been supplemented by demonstration plot studies that show the sort of improvement in soil health, and also in terms of enzymatic activity in the different demonstration plots. So these are some of those results that I'm showing right here. We've also valued the sustainable livelihood security by transitioning to organic farming systems, and that's indicated here. And you can see organic farming is largely, has a higher sort of index value compared to, the conventional farming that we have studied. And now we are undertaking a second phase, and this is where we see alignment with the farm project as well. As per the guidance of the steering committee, we'll be looking at climate resilient agriculture, the operational guidelines for that, the framework for voluntary carbon market in the agriculture sector, and the green credit program. So if there are opportunities for us to actually collaborate with farm on this.
And on behalf of HIL, Shri Kuldeep Singh Ji. Now I'm going to invite Professor Rajeshwar Singh Chandel Ji, heralding food systems transformation through natural farming. Sir.
Mr. Kuldeep Singh, CMD HIL, and Mr. Thapa, all other dignitaries from India and outside, especially from Philippines and Vienna. Thank you very, very much for your invitation and for your warm welcome. As Firojil has said that Indians are tall, it's not true for the Himalaya. We are short stature, but our work, it speaks in volume. So I'll just present some of our work here. Although time is short, but transformation, it needs time and space. Here time is short for presentation. Natural farming and the misconceptions about the natural farming. Based on my 7 years experience, there is no yield penalty in natural farming. Natural farming works under all farming systems, whether it is the high input intensive crops or it's our traditional crops. Then many speakers, they spoke about the natural farming as the conventional methodology. This is not a conventional method. This is the highly scientific methodology. So we should say, I think we should not consider it as the conventional methodology. Third one is, yes, now I'll straightway go to the presentation. So the topic is heralding food system transformation through natural farming. Here my university is undertaking two, one is national project and another is the international project. So we are emphasizing on agroecological crop protection. How through ecological methods we can protect our crops. then integrating the local actors, global research teams, and 12 sustainable agriculture systems. So this is the new term coined by the INRA France and the European Commission, the sustainable agriculture system. And the European community also looks at it as the living laboratories. So we have in Himachal Pradesh more than 1.5 lakhs living laboratories or sustainable food systems. So what would be the outcome? Creation of an international ACF core team, agroecological crop protection team. So we are working, we are the 11 global partners, and scientific validation and promotion of sustainable agriculture systems. So whatsoever the kind of the innovation, the different countries, the different actors they are developing, so we are trying to consolidate and validate all those technologies. So these are the global partners. Hindustan Insecticide Limited. There are many areas for the collaboration. Based on this natural farming practices on the farmers field, we have the number of the innovations. For example, this is the patent published for the this is for this trichogramma, one of the species we have identified in Himachal Pradesh. So this trichoderma is, this trichoderma is found as the most effective tool for protecting the soil-borne diseases in vegetables and fruits. Methodology, university and HIL, we can work together. Till date, around 4 ton material we have sold from the university at a small scale. So we can upscale it to the country level and beyond that. So we have developed some innovation models. The first one is we have developed the framework of sustainable food system platform for natural farming. How the food it moves from the farmer's field till it reaches to the consumer plate through a sustainable methodology, through a sustainable tools, aligning the different sustainable goals. Then blended financing and facility venture-based activities in the campus. Our university has been declared as the POPI, promotion of Producer Organization Promoting Institution by the NABARD. This is the only university in the country which has been declared as the POPI to work with the natural farmers. Then we have started the business models to create captive and mobile outlets in the university campus and in the cities linked to SUSPNF and Sitara model. We have also innovated one of the most cheapest certification model globally. It costs as of now 12 paisa per farmer. So farmer need not to pay anything out of the pocket for getting the certification. Then we are involved in the capacity building of the farmers, monitoring and legal compliances. We are trying to saturate the farmer producer companies which are based only on the natural farming systems and which are the women-based farming producer companies. So saturating those companies for the legal compliances. And initially we are hand-holding 4 farmer producer companies. They are truly based on the farmers who are practicing the natural farming. These are the Solar Naturals, Chopal Naturals, Kasog Naturals and Pachar Naturals. So you can see, yes, I have only 1 or 2 slides. So you can see the last one here, one Reena Devi. So we are working on the FAO principles of the transparency, traceability and true costing. So what is the price of the farmer produce at the last outlet and how much the farmer is getting back? So this transparency module has been developed. Then back traceability to the consumer, whether the consumer which he or she is buying, she can understand where from his produce is coming. So that gives the confidence that truly it is coming from the natural farm. And last one is the establishing the true costing model. So we have established the different farming system based on the natural farming. Here you can see on the high density apple. This is the round the year module, how that crop is to be protected through the natural farming practices around the year. Then we have standardized the different farming system which is now adopted at the state level. Comment from the Niti Aayog on Himachal Pradesh visited farmers growing high value vegetables and fruits in Himachal Pradesh and some panchayats
of Solan district of Himachal Pradesh. Poly houses and natural farming very popular among farmers yielding high income. Seems best model for progress and farmer income in hill region. So this is the testimonial from the Niti Aayog, which is the highest policy planning institute of the Government of India. So thank you very much.
He is Vice Chancellor of Dr. Y.S. Parmar University, very premier institution in the field. Thank you very much, sir, for sparing time and present for your presentation as well. Thank you very much. Giving us an overview about organic way of farming in coffee plantations. Dr. Samuel Kumaji.
Good afternoon, dignitaries. At the outset, on behalf of Coffee Board, I thank HIL and MD Mr. Kuldeep Singh Ji for making Coffee Board as a partner in this wonderful project, which aims to reduce the pollution not only in the country, across the globe. So without taking much time, let me go to my presentation within 5 minutes, but anyway, I will flash the slides so that I will leave my presentation. Probably you can copy it so that it will benefit all the dignitaries who have presented themselves here. So coffee is something, a unique kind of cultivation which takes place in India. The uniqueness of coffee in India is it is shade grown, hand picked and sun dried. This is the statistics. Let me not go through it. So the coffee in India, it secures livelihood for 20 lakh families, and also it ensures lot of export value to the country. This is the area and the production details. And we have a dedicated research station in Chikmagalur. It's called Central Coffee Research Institute, and also supported by another 5 regional stations to address the regional specific problems of coffee planting community. In the area and the production statistics, and we do a lot of research, exclusive research on coffee. So far we have released around 13 varieties in Arabica and 3 varieties on Robusta, and also we extend a lot of support to the planting community and also industry support. So coffee as such, it supports a lot of diversification, because in India it is grown in a kind of forestry ecosystem. Probably most of you may not be aware, and it supports a lot of crop diversification models per se. This is the kind of, you will feel like you are seeing a forest kind of thing. And as far as organic production of coffee is concerned, of course it is a very slow journey. In India as such, we do not have much area as of now. Of course the journey is very long. Probably we are very, very hopeful with this tie-up with the HIL, probably we will be able to promote. So as much as possible and to cover the area under organic farming or this natural farming, whatever we call, for the benefit of the planting community, and also to showcase the world community that we do produce a lot of organic coffee in India. And of course the journey started in the early 90s, and with a very meager export of around 100 tons, but as of 2008 figure, so that has reached to the level of 3,500 metric tons. And of course this figure is still growing. Probably will be able to reach a level where the world will definitely appreciate the efforts which is taken by Coffee Board to promote organic coffee. So organic coffee, what way it is very justified in Indian context is that, so we grow coffee in jungle, it generates a lot of litters, lot of waste is being generated. All this waste and the litter can be effectively be converted, and all this input requirement will be fulfilled by this. Therefore, it's quite possible in Indian coffee. And these are all the details, how much waste materials which are being generated in a jungle kind of ecosystem. These are all waste decomposition where a lot of scope is there to generate your own inputs inside the farm itself. And we are also very proudly, I can say, we are part of this NPOP program to promote organic coffee in India. And we have 10 points agenda how to promote organic coffee and also natural farming in coffee. These are all the 10 long-term objectives, rather trials, which we have implemented, and we will be taking it forward to promote organic coffee. These are all the 10 points agenda. Let me not take your time by just reading this. And we have also initiated some of the trials in the farmer field, mainly with various biostimulants and bioformulations. It is of these state universities which have come out with all those formulations, or some of the formulations which have been promoted or which are in the pipeline to be promoted by private companies also. So we are also in the process of promoting them by testing them in the fields, not only in our stations and also in the farmers field, so that in the real benefit the planting community will be able to capture it. And various collaborative training programs also we are concentrating, and various bioformulations, biostimulants which are being tried in the field to promote them for the benefit of the planting community. These are all the list of that. Of course, various IPM practices. In recent times, we are giving a lot of importance for this biochar production, as it generates a lot of wood logs and so many things inside the farm. So this is also picking up and getting popular in coffee farmers fields. And there is a lot of scope to promote organic farming, especially in the tribal sector, where 20% of area is under the tribal sector, especially in Andhra and Odisha. So it's a very long journey to go. Probably the time given by the Honorable MD is not sufficient. Anyway, this PPT is, I am leaving here. Probably you can go through it. You have any doubts, any clarification to be given from our side, I am always there to extend support.
Commerce and Industry Government of India, who gave his presentation on the subject and overview about organic way of farming in coffee planting.
I would like to thank HIL, CMD Shri Kuldeep Singh ji and Shashank Chaturvedi ji and Dr. Thapar for giving me this opportunity to share with you the regulatory framework in India. Pesticides are basically regulated in India through a very comprehensive statute, that is Insecticide Act 1968. And it is the act is preventive in nature, and it regulates the manufacture, import, export, sale, use, distribution with a view to prevent risk to human being and matters connected therewith. And to enact the provisions of the Insecticide Act, there are insecticide rules that and these are compiled as Insecticide Rules 1971. There are 46 provisions under the rule, and under the Act there are 3 statutory bodies: Central Insecticide Board, Registration Committee, and Central Insecticides Laboratory. So Central Insecticide Board is constituted under Section 4 and it gives advice to central and state government on technical issues related to safety, color coding, aerial spray, and all the matters related to the safety of pesticides. Registration Committee constituted under Section 5 of the Act is responsible for the registration of pesticides in India, and Central Insecticide Laboratory is entrusted with the duty to for quality assurance purposes. it's a post-registration activity, as well as a part of it for pre-registration verification of chemicals or substances or biopesticide, whichever is intended to be registered in India, and its analysis. As I said, Central Insecticide Board is constituted under Section 4. It comprises of 29 members, including chairman, who is Director General Health. And Central Registration Committee is constituted of 6 members, including chairman, who is Agriculture Commissioner, and Registration Committee is open to co-opt its member. From time to time, they co-opt members based on the expertise and the need. These are the functions of the registration. I will be focusing on the registration of pesticides. The registration committee, it has got a secretariat that is under Section 8 of the Act, and the secretariat of CIBRC caters to Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee. Here in Secretariat of CIBRC, the applications are submitted for their verification of the formula, for the safety and if it's bioefficacy data. And these registrations are given under 2 provisions of the Act. One is 9.3 and one is 9.4. 9.3 is again categorized into 2. One is provisional registration, that is under 9.3b, and a regular registration 9.3. And 9.4 is the repeat registration. So whatever substance has been registered, whatever insecticide has been registered, it's a repeat registration under Section 9.4. These are the steps included in the pesticide registration. So under the Act, under Section 3, pesticide is defined whatever is the substance included in the schedule to the Act. So the first step in the registration is the inclusion of some substance, chemical or biopesticide, whatever it is, in the schedule to the Act, which is done by the Central Insecticide Board. And then the applicant, they generate data by taking research, test and trial permits from the Secretariat, from the Registration Committee to generate data. After they generate data, they submit the dossiers to the Secretariat of CIBRC for getting registration under 9.3 or 9.4. This is the whole registration process where the Secretariat of CIBRC is having 5 divisions where these dossiers are scrutinized for their chemical formula in chemistry division, bioefficacy and toxicity, packaging and legal aspects related to the applicants as well as the product. For this, there are other stakeholders also. ICR is responsible for state agriculture universities, some government institutes. They are interested with this duty and they are approved by CIBRC to generate data on the pesticides, and these data are submitted for the scrutiny. And for FSSAI, that is Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, it has the duty to fix the maximum residue limits, that is MRL, for these pesticides. For the quality assurance purpose, before the registration, CIL does the PRV, that is pre-registration verification of the products. Areas, chemical and bioefficacy and toxicity data. And these are the types of registration. As I said, for the regulation is for export, import and manufacture. This is the status of the pesticide. Currently in India, total number of 986 substances are listed in the schedule, and 339 chemicals and biopesticides are registered. And of these 339, a total of 946 products are registered in the country, out of which 104 are biopesticides. Biopesticides are not only registered for agriculture purpose in India, these are registered for public health programs also. These are different breakup of the registered pesticides. And as I said, not only for agriculture but public health purposes only, we have neem-based formulations and Bacillus thuringiensis BTI 11 formulations, and Bacillus sphaericus also registered for public health programs. My previous speakers have said, we are heading towards minimizing the use of chemical pesticides, and in this procedure, so far India has banned after verification 49 such POP substances and highly hazardous pesticides, and formulations also have been banned after scrutinizing their risk. Such formulations are 5, and some are still in phasing out of this pesticide. 16 are restricted, like DDT was mentioned, and after scrutinizing and finding it not to be fit, 8 pesticides have been withdrawn and 18 have been refused registration. That's all from my side.
Board and Registration Committee, and please put your hands together to express our gratitude to Dr. Archana Sinha for her presentation.
First of all, I am really thankful to Sri Kuldeep Singh ji and Thapar ji for providing me an opportunity to share some of my views. To begin with, just I will apprise you what our university is doing, I think in 2 minutes. So our university has started undergraduate course in natural farming itself from this academic year. Considering that since everybody is emphasizing on the topic, so it will be appropriate to start undergraduate program at the university level, so that we have already started with the, of course, limited number of students. So as on today, we have 10 students admitted, because our idea was to start with few numbers and maybe by the next year. So we have already targeted to bring it to 40 by 2028. So that's what we have already done. Then to initiate the program on natural farming in the most deprived or the agriculturally backward region of the India, that is located in central plateau, that's the Bundelkhand region. We have initiated program on natural farming, and we have already purchased mobile health, plant health clinic that we have instituted at our university, and that is taking care of at least 50 kilometers around the university. So wherever required, our plant health clinic van is going there, scientists are moving, and at the spot they are identifying the diseases and they are providing solutions to manage the diseases or the insect pest of that particular crop or in that region. That we have started. Then we have identified number of potential microbes. With those we can certainly manage the diseases, and our scientists are working on that. Since our university is newly established, so certainly it will take maybe a couple of more months to capitalize over those microbes. Then our university has already started the laying out the demonstrations to manage the disease insect pest in that region that we are doing, and we have initiated a very big program because we feel that natural farming or the organic farming can't be successful until you pinpoint the varieties. So we have created deliberately, we have created the soil resources where phosphorus level is low from the critical limit. So we have started identifying the suitable varieties of crops and vegetables under low P conditions, so that those varieties can go very well with the natural farming. Because we have some experience of working with the chickpea, and we have identified large genetic variations in case of chickpea, and we have now identified 2 varieties. And those varieties don't need even the phosphorus if you can grow up after the cereals. And we have seen that the root exudates, those have the organic acid, those are capable of mineralizing the already fixed phosphorus in soil. So there won't be any yield penalty. What my colleague Dr. Chandel Saab has already said, that there won't be any yield penalty if you have suitable varieties identified for crops or the vegetables for that purpose. So that we have done. We have already started identifying the crop rotations, because crop rotations are going to help in big way in managing the disease insect pest. So consider having the traditional knowledge, and now we are capitalizing over those traditional knowledge of identified cropping system, so that deliberately for the different types of soils, we can assign, okay, these are the best or the most suitable cropping system, where the minimum use of the synthetic chemicals or agrochemicals will be required. Then the central plateau region, farmers are hardly using, I should say, agrochemicals. Even if they are using suboptimal doses, so certainly the huge potential exists for popularizing the biopesticide or biofungicides or even the biofertilizers in that area. That huge potential exists in that area. To add, since the it's a deprived area, agricultural productivity is also low, so if we can capitalize over there, what experience I have of working there for last 6 years, that if you do anything there, any interventions, farmers are enthusiastic and they are ready to accept, because nothing has been done on ground in the last so many years. So certainly very big or good response we are receiving. And in the last 2-3 years, when we started the seed production of oilseed, pulses and millets, and in only last 3 years, starting with the 150 quintal, and this year we have produced 2,800 quintal seeds of oilseed, pulses and millets in that area. That indicates that good potential exists there for the popularization of the biopesticide, biofertilizers, etc. Of course, the quality seed will remain a major issue, and it's still a big issue. And HIL is also working on seed sector. So certainly with the help of HIL, or to have a fruitful collaboration, certainly we can capitalize over these both the aspects. First one can be the this agrochemical, to reduce the agrochemical load, certainly the biofertilizers or biopesticide. And second can be the quality seed assurance of the identified variety, not of a general crop, but identified variety of some of the crops and vegetables. I think if we can capitalize over these, I am sure that win-win situation will be there for RLBCU, for HIL and also for the project. Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Please present the memento to Honorable Dr. S.K. Chaturvedi sir. As you know, Dr. Chaturvedi is Director of Research in Anil Lakshmi Central Agriculture University. Joining us sir, and your presentation, we are grateful to you for being with us. Thanks to Dr. S.K. Chaturvedi. Thank you. The adoption of natural farming practices in tea plantations is the topic on which Mr. Hassan Nasrullah sir is going to share his experiences. Mr. Nasrullah is a special officer, Northwest Region in the Tea Board. I am requesting him to please come on the stage and present this topic.
Distinguished delegates, I extend my thanks to CMD, HIL and the entire team for inviting Tea Board. Tea Board is set up under the Section 4 of the Tea Act 1953 and was constituted on 1st April 1954. The activities of Tea Board is to regulate, develop, promote and undertake research activities and disseminate data on tea. India is the second largest producer of tea and largest producer of black tea. We are the fourth largest exporters of tea with 260 million kgs of exports and around $825 million of exports. In order to regulate usage of pesticides in tea, Tea Board India has enforced a comprehensive guideline for safe usage of plant protection formulations in the tea plantation called Plant Protection Code.
The code aims to achieve sustainability through GAP, including IPM, promotion of alternative control strategies to gradually reduce the dependence on chemicals. Plant protection codes deal with the safe uses of crop protection products that of methodologies to be followed to reduce pesticide residues in India. The code encourages tea growers to critically review their use of PPFs, reduce the uses of PPFs where possible, and over time apply the PPF in the time safest way possible. Presently, 56 formulation of pesticides having label expansion in tea from Central Insecticide Board and Registration Committee, Minister of Agriculture, are allowed only use in tea. Tea Research Institute India are entrusted to monitor and educate planters and their recommendations comply with food safety standards as stipulated by Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. And the PPFs recommended for uses have been cleared by CIB and RC. To ensure the pesticide allowed for use in tea will not leave excessive residues on food commodities above the permitted maximum limits. The Government of India has issued an order, Tea Distribution and Control Export Order 2000, which also facilitates to limit the undesirable substances in tea. Tea Board and Tea Research Institutes are constantly engaged in creating awareness about the safe uses of pesticides and food safety issues related to tea through its field offices, advisory centers. Around the year, such awareness programs are conducted to educate the planters, particularly for small tea growers. Tea Board along with FSSI are regularly monitoring the level of pesticides, including banned ones, used in tea through random sample testing through various tea growing belts of India to ensure that tea produced in the countries are safe to drink.
Thank you very much for coming and joining us and having a very brief but very meaningful presentation by Sri Nasrullaji. Thank you very much, sir. Round of applause when we are going to start the post-lunch session. Ashish is here.
Thank you so much. So from the most unfortunate person who was standing between you and lunch, I have become the most challenged person to keep you awake after such a sumptuous lunch. Actually, I was supposed to join from my farm in Himachal Pradesh. And I was supposed to take you through a whole journey on what it means to be a smallholder mountain farmer. Because amongst the various hats that I wear, yes, please start the slideshow. One of the hats that I wear is that I am also a smallholder mountain farmer. I have just about under an acre of land. It's about 5 bighas in the mountains. Can you please start from the beginning? So I'm just plucking prunes from one of the organic farms in the mountains. I will just let the slideshow run and I will just speak extempo. So it's very interesting to be part of this event. It must be popularized all across India. It's a happy day today that this program is being launched. It's a happy day for all smallholder farmers across India who have been part of this whole Green Revolution movement, and all the children and women who have been exposing themselves to harmful poisons will finally breathe clean air thanks to the efforts of HIL. I have noted down some points. I will briefly just mention them as a result of what I've heard in all these sessions. So from 1.1 billion people in India, we have close to about 300 to 400 million farmers, which is a huge number. Some countries have this as population. And out of this huge number, close to 85% are small and marginal farmers who have less than 2 hectares of land. So can you imagine a country like India where we have such large food production systems? Who contributes to them? It's the smallholders. And they are the ones who are most impacted by all the persistent organic pollutants as well as the highly hazardous pesticides. So now this journey that you see, these photographs that you're seeing is your future. This is where you are going to head to now that you have started this program. Why? Because we have been running these programs without pesticides, without fertilizers for the past 16 years in the mountains. We are collaborating with the Y.S. Parmar University of Horticulture and Forestry. Among some of the hats that I wear, I am also the international consultant with them. I've had the opportunity of representing internationally with the FAO, with FAO. I was also leading the Global Organic Academy from Bonn for about a year at IFOM Organics International, is the International Federation of Organic Agricultural Movement. And internationally, delegates from Philippines, I am connected to Masipag as well. In 2014, I was in Manila. There was a plan to visit Mindanao and the Los Negros area, but for some reason it got delayed. There are many organizations in India who are looking up to you, HIL. I am part of a national network of people who are working on sustainable agriculture, and all of us would like to congratulate you on this step. Yes, indeed, you should be very proud. This is a major day for Indian agriculture at large. Post-independence, this is the first time we are taking such a huge initiative, post-green revolution area, towards sustainable agriculture. This impact is not small in my view. I have been working in this domain for 2 decades now. So, we would like to use each and every means at our disposal to network and take this information down to the farmers. Yeah? And this is not a small network. A lot of farmer producer companies, lot of co-ops, a lot of small farmers are part of this network. In fact, when you said 1.5 million hectares you'd like to add, please come to Himachal Pradesh, you will get 10% right away. Right away, because we are part of already 250,000 farmers as part of natural farming initiative which Professor Chandel had shared about earlier.
We are going along with you.
Oh yes, more than welcome. And if you'd like to see some of this, in September, 13 to 14 September, we are having an international conference on sustainable food systems based on natural farming. Professor Chandel had explained that there is an international consortium on agroecological crop protection where the National Research Institute of France is involved, INRAE, and there are close to 27 global partners. From India, the sole organization is Vice Parmar University. And in Professor Chandel's presentation, you remember he had talked about sustainable agricultural systems, SAS. So in the acropics from India, one of the SAS is Gram Disha Trust, which is our trust. And we are doing a lot of innovative participatory studies with the university and bringing all this to the ground. So you will see examples of this when you come to Himachal Pradesh, and we can help this farm program easily achieve the transformation you wish to see in the next 5 years. There is a number of cooperatives, number of SHGs, number of farmers who will be willing to collaborate on this to make the switch to agroecology, as we know globally. Yeah? And some of the examples were shown to you by Professor Chandel on how a sustainable food systems platform is being created, where Mr. Kidwai had said that the biggest problem is the value chain, on how to connect the farmers to the market. So we may grow organically, we may grow naturally, but how do we connect to the market? That problem is now being solved, first time in India and perhaps first time globally, where a state government with the support of the state university is implementing a sustainable food systems program. Retail outlets are already open, ladies and gentlemen. If you get a chance to come to Solon University in September, you will see a functional retail outlet, you will see traceability, you will see transparency, and you will get an opportunity to taste organic or natural food while you're there. A few more points I've listed down. One thing which I found missing in the presentation so far is that the idea of sustainable development goals was actually missing. I'm a bit surprised because your initiative, this farm initiative, is directly impacting the goal and target SDG 241, land under sustainable agriculture. And this one step by you to convert close to 2 million hectares in India is going to give a flip to India as a nation at large in the amount of land under sustainable agriculture in India. You've picked up Punjab as one of the states. So interestingly, Dr. Thapar and me, we met with the auspices of Kheti Virasat Mission. It is an organization in Punjab which has been functional in sustainable agriculture for over 2 decades. And imagine a state like Punjab, you will find organic farmers in Punjab as well. So imagine that. So you can get straight access. There's a big network of people who are willing to take a look at all of this. So my recommendation is try to think about how we can make an impact on SDGs from some of the steps that you are taking. Professor Chandel showed you about some of the innovations in the university. The patents that he spoke about are actually rapid detection kits. I'll give you a quick example because time is short. Imagine that most of the bioinoculant or bioformulations which go to the market, which farmers like us buy, we don't know what's inside it. We just take it on face value, like we used to take pesticides or something. Now imagine if there could be a rapid detection kit which goes along with the product, and farmers can quickly test it and say, it is potent enough for me to apply to my farm. these kind of participatory innovations, choosing the right kinds of microorganisms for the proper impact on proper crops, on exactly, for example, apple is one of the crops. There is a certain subspecies of trichoderma and verticillium which are to be used. And UHF has the capability now to identify, multiply and create a product out of such species. So this is something that will be very interesting for you. And of course farmers like us and our FPCs will be more than happy to achieve this transformation with you. In terms of finance, for the first time in India, we have actually implemented a blended finance model for smallholder farmers for this agroecological and food systems transformation. Time is short, but otherwise we will give you a lot of more information. My experience, as I said, is myriad. I'm also social and entrepreneur. There's a business which runs in Delhi for the last 16 years. We have helped close to 3,000 farmers from all over India connect to the markets in Delhi. We ran the Delhi Organic Farmers Market. The retail outlet is still functional. Home deliveries go to all Noida, Gurgaon, all of the places. And 16 years, all of this has been functional. So we are very happy to see this as a part of a national initiative. And we really look forward to a time where 5 years from now, we can achieve these beautiful photographs that you're looking at. You will be able to achieve this state with your farmers no matter where in India. So welcome to the great era of sustainable agriculture, and welcome to a future which you can see with yourself without use of any fertilizers, chemical inoculants or poisonous pesticides or fungicides. This is what it looks like, and it's an amazing world. So welcome. There's a small publication we have very little copies. We do not know how many people will be here. But if you can leave your email addresses with us, we can share this with you. And you're welcome to Himachal Pradesh in September to witness this transformation on your own. Thank you so much. And I'm sure it will make your journey a beautiful one as it has been for us.
Thank you very much, Ashish. May I now request Ms. Maren Malandorf, UNIDO headquarters, please be here for a few minutes. Yeah, she is going to felicitate you and present a memento on behalf of the organizing committee and HIL and UNIDO. Thank you very much. You are doing a wonderful job, and that is very clear. Please put your hands together to express our gratitude to P.K. Datta Sahab, Dr. P.K. Gupta, Additional Director, National Horticulture Research and Development Foundation. Unko bhi, and in this session we had Dr. B.K. Pathak, Dean, Assam Agriculture University, Guwahati. Dr. Vice Kumar, University of Horticulture and Forestry, Himachal Pradesh. We proudly and successfully organized this event under the dynamic leadership of our CMD, Kuldeep Singh Ji. At the end, I will invite Srinivas Raju Ji, our Director of Finance, to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of HIL.
Respected ladies and gentlemen, as we draw to the close of this enlightening and inspiring event, it's my privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of HIL. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all those who have contributed to the successful launch of the GEF UNIDO Regional Child Farm Project. Promoting and eco-friendly crop production solutions are persistent organic pollutants and highly hazardous pesticide reducing in Asia. First and foremost, I would like to thank our distinguished guests and dignitaries for gracing us with their presence today. Your insights and contributions have significantly enriched our understanding and commitment to promoting eco-friendly crop production solutions. A special thanks to our CMD Sir of HIL for his opening remarks that set a positive and engaging tone for the day. We are grateful to Maren Malandorf from UNIDO and Chatty and Elios from UNIEP for their addresses, and the GGKP team joined online, which provided a global perspective on the farm projects and its child projects. Our gratitude extends to Mr. Rakesh Kumarji, Deputy Director General, Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, Mr. Divankar Alanji, Joint Secretary, Department of Chemicals, Petrochemicals, and Mr. Nilesh Kumar Sahaji, the Joint Secretary and the GEF Operational Focal Point from the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change for their insightful keynote addresses. Your words have provided us with a clear vision of the path ahead. We are deeply appreciative of Mr. Fayaz Ahmed Kidweji, Additional Secretary, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, for officially launching the regional project. This marks a significant milestone in our journey towards sustainable agriculture in the regional network countries, India and the Philippines. Dr. S.K. Chaturvedi, Professor Biljit Singh Sir, Mr. S.M. Narsullah and others for their valuable presence and enlightening us with their lectures on various aspects on the requirement of natural and organic farming and safe and judicious pesticide use and other safety measures. We also have our deepest gratitude to the representatives from the Women Farmer Product Producing Organizations, Devi Pindi and Samruddhi for sharing their inspiring stories and efforts in transforming agri-food system and empowering women through sustainable agriculture. They have also displayed the products produced through natural farming here. We thank all the panelists joining the panel discussion.
Yes, it was a group photograph and everybody's contribution is significant to making this successful. If you can join over here.
Yes. Yeah, look here. Wait. Wait, sir. Thank you, sir.
आपको चेयर के ऊपर खड़े होकर लेना है ताकि
Okay. Yes.
एक मिनट रुकिए
Yes. Thank you, sir.